This month I'm taking a closer look at my reasons behind opting for a single shot rifle. We have news about the PDS1 Deer Stalking Certificate, and I explain why I've opted for the 6.5 Creedmoor and look more closely at my choice of ammunition. So a lot of you have asked why I've gone for a single shot rifle. Well, in truth, I just love that one shot philosophy that comes with a rifle like that. It really, I suppose it really focuses the mind when you're taking a shot so that you know you've got to nail that animal with your first shot. And that's something that I think as deer stalkers, we should all be aspiring to. Granted, this is not a weapon for culling animals where you've got to take a second or a third on the trot, because it takes a little while to reload. And of course, with a bolt action rifle or a straight pull or a turn bolt, you're going to be able to reload much quicker and get onto the second animal. With this, it in fact takes me, I reckon, about 8 seconds to comfortably get another round out of my pocket, break the weapon, put it back in and get back on the target again. So 8 seconds is going to be too long in a culling situation. Whereas with a turn bolt or a straight pull, I can do that in about maybe 2 seconds. So you can see it works very, very well for that one shot, one kill when you're going out for a single animal. What else do I like about it? Well, I love the functionality, I love the design, but I also like the fact it's extremely lightweight. So if I'm traipsing around the highlands or around the countryside, I can sling that over my shoulder and carry that around without any fuss at all. The other thing I like about it is it breaks down very nicely into a very nice travel case. And I'm going to show you how that's done. Okay, so here it is. It's the carbon fibre stock K95 Ultimate. Love this carbon fibre stock. To be honest with you, I love that kind of juxtaposition of this beautiful carbon stock with a traditional old rifle. It's absolutely beautiful. Leather inserts there, really very, very pretty, and with a thumb hole, of course. So how does it go together? Well, let's take a look. So the first bit is, of course, the barrel, and that literally fits on. For those of you who are shotgun shooters, you will be familiar with how that goes. It just fits on like that, dead simple. Next bit, the forestock, which again is almost exactly the same as a shotgun and just clips on the front here. There we go, and that allows it to break just like a shotgun would. Nice single shot rifle, that one. Okay, next I'm going to attach the telescopic sight, which I've got a Swarovski Z6i. And this has just really nice swing off mounts here. So I'm just going to get those in the right position. Perfect. Okay, next thing we're going to do, now I bought a really neat little Friar and Devick moderator here. And the reason for that is quite simply, I didn't want to spoil the aesthetics of the rifle. So that, I think you'll agree, I was a little bit unsure whether I'd have a moderator at all, but in actual fact, fits on really nicely. And here we go. And then the final bit is, of course, the sling, which literally just snaps on with these sling swivels. No problem at all. So for those of you that are traveling with a firearm, it breaks down really nicely into the little case, little travel case like that, which is of course all secured with a combination lock. It is an absolute beauty, super light. I've got this in the 6.5 Creedmoor, and I'm shooting RWS ammunition through there, lead-free ammunition. It's a beauty, and I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with it. Next, we're looking at the caliber and ammunition that I've chosen. But first, a word about the PDS1 Deer Stalking Certificate. Hot off the heels of Harper Adams University adopting the Proficient Deer Stalking Certificate Level 1 as its UK deer stalking qualification of choice, another leading UK provider of deer management qualifications, Yellen Premier Wildlife Services, has now adopted the PDS1 Online Deer Stalking Certificate as its deer stalking course of choice. Managing Director Mike Allison of Yellon Premier Wildlife Services explains why he has dropped the DSE1 in favour of the Proficient Deer Stalking Certificate PDS1 and Proficient Deer Stalking Certificate Level 2 PDS2.
Hi, I'm Mike Allison, Managing Director of Yellon Premier Wildlife Services, and we are proud to be now offering the LANTRA approved PDS1 Proficient Deer Stalker Certificate Level 1 and the PDS Proficient Deer Stalkers Level 2 courses through the Shooting and Hunting Academy. This is a fantastic platform for hosting many top quality courses, and you know, I think we're proud to be part of it as well. As you know, Yellon have been running courses for many years, and we're proud to be working with a lot of the other professionals who are running sort of quality courses. And as far as the PDS1 is concerned, I think it's a great move to now provide choice. And this is what people haven't had in the past. They've just had to do DSE1 and that's it. And now we've got this LANTRA approved, it's a nationally approved qualification. And you know, so people can choose what they want. But from what I can see, PDS1 will be set to be the British standard in deer stalker training. And you know, we hope to see a lot of you through our courses very soon.
So back to this single shot rifle, which I've chosen in 6.5 Creedmoor. So let's take a closer look at this 6.5 Creedmoor. As a caliber, I've chosen to go very light in a grain weight, and it seems to like it. The 6.5 Creedmoor seems to like a fast bullet, a lightweight fast bullet. Now I've gone with RWS Evolution Green. It's a 93 grain bullet, lead-free bullet. Now at 93 grains, it's firing that bullet with about 2,200 foot-pounds at the muzzle and a blistering 3,200 feet per second. Now, a lot of you will think that that's too light, but one thing it does mean is that it's crazy flat shooting. So let's have a closer look at just how flat shooting that is and what that looks like on a life-size deer. Okay, so as I say, the 6.5, when used with really lightweight bullets, they're still legal, let's point out. You know, you need 80 grains and upwards. These are 93 grains. Now, but when you're using a very fast bullet like that, then what you get is these wonderful flat shooting trajectories. But what does it actually mean? Well, we've got a very handy deer sculpture here, which I'm going to try and demonstrate. Now, let's assume our kill zone, our kill point here is about here. We come up the back of the front leg and about halfway up the animal. So let's assume we're going for this. This is our point of aim. Well, this 6.5 Creedmoor with 93 grain ammunition will drop only 2 inches at 200 yards and around 8.9 inches at 300 yards. So what does that look like on our sculpture? Well, look, I've got my tape measure here. So 2 inches, first of all, that is that much. You've still got a killing shot, haven't you? So if you were to take that shot at 200 yards, you're still in that point blank range region, aren't you? Now at 300 yards, it's dropped 8.9 inches. Well, if I extend my tape measure now to 8.9 inches, we are now looking at that kind of bullet drop. Well, it's going to be a miss at 300, isn't it? So you are going to need to apply holdover. You're going to need to aim higher, or you're going to need to use some type of ballistic turret in order to compensate for that bullet drop. Effectively, your shot would need to be about here on that deer in order to strike it in the kill zone at 300 yards. And that is a flat shooting caliber. Now, a lot of you will be aware that have always raved on about my 308 in the past, but that has a much more pronounced trajectory when used with 150 grain ammunition. Realistically, with this kill point, with a 0 point at 100 yards, it has dropped 3.9 inches at 200. Now that's getting pretty borderline for a point blank range, isn't it? And it has dropped a whopping 14.5 inches at 300 yards, which is that. Put into perspective, you need to aim that high above the deer in order to strike that animal in the kill zone. So you can see a flat shooting caliber like the 6.5 Creedmoor with light grain ammunition is quite attractive from a flat shooting perspective, and when it comes to those point blank ranges, it's very, very effective. However, terminal ballistics, what about its knockdown power? Well, one of the downsides of the lightweight bullet is I have found that very often it doesn't exit the animal on the other side. Now that's important because if you're hunting woodland like I often do, you want to be sure that you've got a blood trail to follow. And if the bullet hasn't exited on the other side, you're not going to get that blood trail. So that's undoubtedly a downside. But overall, I found the impact energy, the terminal ballistics, to be very, very effective. And I've been impressed with it on a variety of different animals. I've tried it on sika, I've tried it on fallow and the smaller species. And I have to say, I've been impressed. Take a little look at the following clips and you make your own mind up. Many of you will have seen our recent film in which we took a fallow buck with this ammunition. As you can see, with a heart and lung shot deer, it didn't go far, and they don't go much quicker down than that. Renowned for being hardy, I've seen similar performance on sika and also the smaller species. Okay, after a few months, it's not conclusive. However, I have to say, I'm impressed. One thing's for sure, the caliber debate will continue to rage. You make your own minds up. Thanks for watching.